Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are taking a look at the next double special heroes banner that should be happening in like a week or two in Fire Emblem Heroes. Today, right now. And I'm going to switch up the structure just a smidgen. So bear with me a bit because I think that this is going to be a little more comprehensive and cohesive. And we'll probably do them in the future like this. So let's look at what my past prediction was. Okay, my prior prediction looked like this. I assumed that we were going to get double 4-star in Colorless, and then of course the two next up in line duo and harmonized units, and then red filler from ages ago, and then whatever was coming up in line for blue and green. This is what we actually got. Okay, so overall, pretty much close to what I thought we would see. The only difference here is that I think they took Kid Hector and paired him with Spring Carla instead of Ursula from the Kadean banner, frankly, to make the value of that just better. Because, you know, nothing against Ursula, but if you're going to pair me with a Hector instead, harmonized Carla seems a lot better, and it was. So pretty close. The fundamentals were there. We had old red filler. We had our two most up-and-coming duos and harmonized, and then we had double colorless filler. That pretty much set the tone for what we were going to be looking at for the next few banners, mainly because that pattern that they follow is very specific. So this is who we have in the remainder pool now. Okay. Still have a lot of red backlog, but not as much, which is great. We'd love to see that. As far as what we have for potential up and coming, this is what it looks like. So remainders are going to consist of heroes from banners that have been split. Most recently, we had everybody but Ellawood from the kids banner that drops in April show up on the rerun, that being Mark, Hector, and I can't remember her name, but she's a bow, and her main needs a resplendent badly. Rebecca, that's who it is. Outside of that, we don't have a lot that has been split up. We have a little bit from spring. We have a little bit from, well, we have a lot from January. There's some backlog here. There's some backlog. Mostly what we're going to be looking at now are up and coming banners. That being Brides, Summer, parts 1 and 2. Those guys are going to be the next kind of frontliners for the next few double specials. So, in terms of prediction, this is what I think we're looking at. I think we're probably going to see Pan and Hana show up in red. I think we're going to have a double 4-star red. Okay, similar to what we had last time, but now it's going to be red. I think we are likely going to see the harmonized pairing and duo pairings, right? So Summer Emir, and then also Bridal Tiki should be showing up. I think they kind of have to skip over Shamir just for right now. Mainly because they don't have a 4-star option that looks as appealing. Because Colorless, you're going to have to pair Bride Tiki with somebody who is not a 4-star, right? And I don't think we're skipping into tea time yet. I don't think they're going to backlog an older duo or harmonized and pair it with that. That doesn't seem to make sense. So that means that if Shamir gets skipped, okay, more than likely the next time we get this, which should probably be November, she'll be paired up against Sigurd, which would be really, really good. And then obviously we would have Ira show up in red, and likely be paired alongside maybe Elwood, maybe Shez, maybe even Fjorm as a possibility for that as well. So that's kind of why I think they're going to skip over Shamir for now and get Amir in instead. Which, I mean, you know, they're weeks apart. It's not really like the July and June summer banners. There's not really an airtime for them. I mean, they're literally a couple weeks apart. So that's what I think is likely going to happen with the prediction. Now, if that is the true case, okay, if that is the prediction that we have, then these are the skills that will be present on there. You can see Lull Speed Defense 3 and Attack Speed Clash 3 are the more notable skills that you're going to have on Pan. Hana, you got Special Fighter 3, you got Petal Fall Blade, and Armored Stride. Those are some of the more notables, and those are the 4 stars, obviously, so nothing big and juicy for that in particular, right? Obviously, there are preferred skills that we're going to see here in the 5 stars, and duos and harmonized and all that. I didn't list those because you should know what they are, frankly. But if you're looking for inheritance, then you might be kind of like on the prowl for certain things, such as Spring Bernadetta, who is toting Remote Sparrow, Escape Route 4, and Defense Res Smoke 3. Kind of insane, genuinely. Genuinely insane fodder on her. She likely would be paired up against with Seri, who has Life and Death 4, but Speed Defense Rain Snap, which is nice, so we like that. It's basically Speed Defense Rain 4. I don't know why they call it Snap, but it is what it is. They're probably making different types of Rain 4 skills. As far as Green, again, has kind of a similar blue vibe in terms one is a little bit more stacked than the other, but both pretty decent. You're going to see Ursula, who has Chill Speed Res 3 and then also Panic Smoke 4. I would argue Panic Smoke 4 is probably the better inheritable on her in terms of options there. And then Bride Anna, big month for Anna fans, let's go. You're looking at Remote Sparrow, Seal Defense 4, and Sea Feud. Some of those are more situational, like the Feud skill. You know, some are less optimal at times, like Seal Defense 4. Sometimes you want something different in B passive. Remote Sparrow, generally pretty decent most of the time. In terms of Colorless is a banger, obviously, because we are duo harmonized sharing in this world where this happens. You are looking at, on Bride Tiki, Mirror Stance 3, which is honestly not very accessible. There's only one other 5-star that has it in the game, though they are normal pool. There's Attack Res Far Save, which admittedly you have some more options to. And then there's also Armored Flow, which is nuts. So it's obviously the res counterpart to Armored Beacon, which is what was on Kid Hector last time we had a double special. So now there's a good shot that we are going to see the res version of Armored Flow, and it is good. It's very good. If you have an extra, I might advise foddering it off to a rearmed hero if you happen to have more of them, like Rearmed Robin, for example, so that you can do that. I pulled an extra Tiki and an extra Hector and gave them both to Rearmed Robin, who, you know, as much as Arcane Grima is cool, it doesn't have a lot of usage. So sometimes maybe you want to inherit both armored specials, and that's just better. And you don't have to give, like, you know, a dragon a weapon skill off instead. You can choose an extra special, and that's fun. So that is something that you can do. A little just what I did. Maybe it's appealing to you. So that's Tiki. I think she's probably the most crucial on this banner if she does show up. Luckily, she is likely color sharing, like I said, against another duo We've got Fire Flood boost on her, as well as Mystic boost, all the boosts on Amir. Again, not as flashy, very situational. Fire Flood boost, there's like a handful of units that really want that as their primary A slot skill. But those that do want it, you know, it's definitely a priority for them. The Mystic Boost 4, which has kind of been around for a while. We also have Mystic Boost 3 as a seal, so it's not really that beneficial. But at least it's duo, right? And that duo in particular, though, the skill fodder that they have is not all that appealing. They themselves as a duo, Amir and Air, still good. So it's not exactly a win-lose situation, depending on who you are. Now, for me personally, I have stopped getting a lot of seasonal units. So on the upcoming double specials, I actually have more reason to pull now. For example, I don't have Bride Seri. I don't have, well, do I have Hana? I don't think I have Hana. Either way, I know I don't have Seri. So, if I get a Seri, great. I've just got catalog. If not, I get an extra Bernadetta. And now she hasn't, you know, I have crazy skills I can fire off. That's really great. I love that for me. So this is this is why I've started kind of pulling the way that I have so that I can take better advantage of these. Because I haven't had a lot of units that have been like, okay, must summon many copies for, just out of favoritism reasons this year. So this in particular helps me. I hope it helps you as well. If it did, standard YouTube practices apply here. If you want to leave likes or whatever, be appreciated. But that is likely what the next double special kind of looks like. I hope that this format is maybe a little more appealing to you, and I will start to cover special banners more frequently as well in the future, so look for that. But as of right now, this is what we got. Tons of upcoming banners, okay? Lots to look forward to, but November, December, January, and February are coming, okay? So we got Bookend and Anniversary over the next 4 months, and everything sandwiched in between. There's a lot. So I hope this helps you budget appropriately. Be safe out there, because, you know, orbs ain't cheap, and I will see you in the next one.